For 4 months, Parker Schneebel has struggled to complete his most ambitious mining season due to logistical issues. Relentless Battle's production has been negatively impacted by the sighting of wash plants and the large distances paid dirt needs to be hauled. Despite the promise of his Dominion Creek claim, it has not yet delivered the gold required to fulfill his ambitious objective. Although the production of gold has been constant, it has been continuously bad, and Parker is keen to attain a weekly goal of 1,000 ounces, although he admits that the season has been challenging. In order to enhance efficiency and transport enormous quantities of pea soil, Parker is aware that changes are necessary to maintain output. With the help of 2 enormous S60 rock trucks, Chapel has assembled a formidable hauling crew that can move up to 600 yards of dirt per hour. These giant trucks are almost twice as powerful as. Operating these massive machines non-stop puts a tremendous strain on the equipment, and when one malfunctions, the whole process grinds to a halt, which poses a significant challenge to Parker as he strives to achieve his weekly target of 1,000 ounces of gold. Currently, the crew is at the Long Cut, where they are removing paid dirt from the river. They need to move vast quantities of material to keep operations going properly, and Mitch is convinced that the grade of the gold will fluctuate from week to week. To guarantee an effective cleaning problematically, replacement trucks are not readily accessible, and Parker is adamant about not allocating resources from other projects so that manufacturing may continue around the clock. In a pair of massive rock trucks, each with a payload capacity of 60 tons, have been sent into action, creating a formidable hauling team that can move as much as 600 yards of dirt per hour. Despite the trucks' limitations, they have been carrying nearly twice as much as regular mining trucks. Parker remembers his father's words of wisdom about loading trucks correctly. Never exceed the manufacturer's recommended load. However, Parker freely confesses that he often goes against this advice, choosing to overload vehicles in his quest for maximum efficiency. After initially aiming for a lofty 10,000 ounces this season, Parker has now lowered his expectations to at least 8,000 ounces. However, this week brought an extra challenge. Out of his 3 wash plants, only 2 are operational. The third plant, which was operating at Sulphur Creek, had to shut down due to a lack of stockpiled pay dirt and a shortage of crew members. Parker must concentrate on the uncertain claims from Dominion Creek, which include the infamously tough Long Cut. Despite this, he is optimistic that his crew will overcome the challenges and make the cut fruitful. The Long Cut's operations supervisor, Mitch Blash, has had a rough season coping with challenging circumstances. Parker concedes that this cut's gold production has been underwhelming, but he still has faith in Mitch to keep going and get the paid dirt they need. James, a 22-year-old greenhorn miner, is one of the new crew members who is finding the high-press workload of the season to be a significant challenge. Despite his lack of experience, James is eager to contribute and sees this opportunity as a valuable learning experience. As he continues to work, a sudden alarm interrupts his rhythm. A warning tone emanating from the truck's dashboard indicates a possible problem, leaving the driver anxious and unsure of what went wrong. In a flash, James broadcasts the issue to Mitch via radio. Unfortunately, when James tries to move the truck, Mitch, who is already coping with a hard workload, responds with annoyance but orders James to move the vehicle out of the way. The dashboard displays many fault codes, indicating a significant mechanical breakdown when the vehicle encounters inspection. The team is shocked to see how bad the damage is. With 60 tons of pay dirt still loaded in the back, the truck is completely immobilized due to catastrophic damage to critical systems, including the brake lines and hydraulic hoses responsible for raising the dump box caused by the companion flange that connects the drive shaft to the rear wheels. Before the truck can be pulled for repairs, Mitch and the crew don't spend any time coming up with a scheme to dump the paid dirt. Once the truck is empty, the mechanical crew, headed by Taylor, may begin repairing the broken hydraulic hoses and restore control of the dump box. Only then can they go to the yard for more repairs. While evaluating the damage, Taylor notes that a driveline snapping often results in significant collateral damage. Time is of the importance since one of the important hauling trucks is now out of action. The crew is prepared for a labor-intensive repair procedure, but they know that the realization that Parker cannot keep production going with just one working vehicle causes their whole business to come down to a crawl. Parker takes the difficult choice to temporarily shut down the wash facility, which results in a significant setback as they lose 300 tons per hour of pea soil and their gold production is immediately affected. The restoration endeavor becomes more urgent with the knowledge that any carelessness may lead to disastrous outcomes. The team works swiftly to remove the remaining dirt. Tensions rise as a teammate issues a dire warning that the material might collapse at any moment, highlighting the critical nature of the task at hand. As the team becomes more frustrated with Mitch's insistence for a speedier conclusion, a mechanic finally snaps at him, telling him to get tools and Linda to repair the vehicle himself if he wants it done faster. Hard work and precision are required at every step as Taylor and his team replace the truck's compromised systems. First, they install new brake lines and electrical wiring. Then, they position a replacement drive shaft with great care, as any misalignment could lead to further mechanical issues. The crew painstakingly fastens the bolts after carefully lifting the drive shaft into position, making sure everything is lined up perfectly. After verifying their work twice, Taylor verifies that the truck is ready to be put back into operation. The crew wasted no time putting the truck back on the road, and Mitch, relieved by the progress, expressed his thanks and acknowledged Taylor's competence in managing the problem. He was also ready to continue hauling operations. In as little as 6 hours, the S60 truck is once again transporting paid. Dirt returned to the plant despite the setback. Parker is determined not to allow mechanical setbacks ruin his season, and is always striving to. He is well aware that maintaining momentum with the monstrous dirt movers is essential to reaching his 8,000-ounce objective. While the wash plant is back up and running, the whole operation may come to a halt if even a single truck breaks down, rendering all of the mine's equipment crucial to its total production. Fortunately, the crisis was avoided, but Parker and, as the season progresses, the crew is on high alert, knowing that any malfunctions in the future might lead to tragedy. Parker, however, is resolute in his pursuit of gold and will not back down from any challenge. Disappointing weigh-in results after a challenging week, Parker Schneebel is resolute in his pursuit of his lofty season goal, knowing that every ounce of gold matters. It included expensive malfunctions in machinery. He and his teammates are under a lot of pressure to make a turnaround. They acknowledged that they had manipulated the gold room and were hell-bent on hitting triple digits for the week. Unfortunately, their efforts were not rewarded, and the numbers fell short of expectations. Parker was unable to maintain a consistently lower weight at this week's weigh-in, as the season neared its halfway point. The total gold collected was little over 4,175 grams, which was still well below Parker's objective. Despite taking stock of the achievement, Parker kept his eye on the prize. Though Mitch was optimistic about the team's ability to rebound, 2 weeks of falling statistics were enough for worry, and he made it plain that productivity needed to be ramped up. Parker continued to monitor activities despite the fact that he knew time was running short. As the team concluded their discussions, Parker emphasized the urgency of improving their results. They all understood that there was a long road ahead and that there was little time to make up for lost ground. With the pressure mounting, every ounce of mind needed to achieve their season goal in the coming weeks. If you could only tell me what it is that you want, I would listen intently.